Hey everyone, Scott Hansen here from NFL Red Zone, and you're watching the Super Fantasy Bros podcast. 1 hour of commercial-free podcasting starts now. Enjoy the show.
Week 8 of the NFL season is in the books, and analyzing the rest of the season gets crazier every single week. So that's why we're here to break down all of the madness from Week 8 and continue to help you guys push for fantasy glory. In this episode, as always, we've got Calmer Chaos, Trust or Bust, some trade targets for you, preview of Thursday Night Football, and some trivia at the end with Q as always. So let's get right into it. Start with some Calmer Chaos. Now, there are actually a few pretty poor quarterback performances, so we're going to go through these guys pretty quick. Let's start with Patrick Mahomes, 16 points after only 7 last week. Calmer Chaos for Mahomes at this point.
One touchdown, 3 turnovers.
I don't want to say chaos just yet, but it is getting a little scary.
Definitely scary, dude.
Eyebrow raised.
Teams are just playing him different, and he has multiple turnovers in like 5 games so far.
Yeah, at some point we can't just keep thinking about what he's done and hope that he turns it around, because what if this is him? This is him for the rest of the season, at least till they could find some change.
Yeah, if they're taking away those obviously those top 2 weapons, I mean, obviously it could be downhill, but at this point, these are still only the 2 bad fantasy games he's had all year. So you got to still look at the sample size of the whole season. He should be fine, but still a little bit nerve-wracking.
But they're very bad. And it was
I
against the
called
Giants.
it.
Their offensive line is horrible. He is the most pressured quarterback in the entire league, and they face the least blitzes.
Yeah, craziness. All right,
Luckily,
Herbert.
Oh,
go ahead.
I was going to say, luckily, I think they added an offensive lineman or 2 yesterday in free agency or trade deadline.
Maybe that'll help just a little bit here. But Justin Herbert, 17 points. He now has more games with less than 18 points than he does more. Calmer Chaos.
Calm.
I'm calm too.
More calm on him than I am Mahomes.
I would disagree. I am definitely more chaotic on Herbert, but I'm not fully chaotic. Like, I have him in a couple of leagues. I'm still going to start him. He has the upside to drop a 50 bomb, but I just don't see it being consistently every week. Whereas Mahomes, I still feel a little bit more safer with like just the track record. But you're probably still starting Herbert. You still got to roll with him. Kyler Murray, 9.06 points and sprained his ankle at the end of the game. So something to monitor. Calmer Chaos in general.
It's a little chaotic because last season when he dealt with an injury, I think it was a shoulder, you saw in his production. So obviously he's good if he's 100%, but is he going to be 100% next week? Or I don't know.
Yeah.
A little chaotic.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. A little chaotic, especially if it's the ankle. If he's got to stay in the pocket all game, definitely caps his upside. He's not going to be able to run.
But an 80% Kyler Murray is still better than 90% of the quarterbacks.
Facts. Kirk Cousins, 15.4 points. 3rd game out of the last 4 with 15.4 or fewer. Calmer Chaos, guys.
Chaos. Come on.
The
dude.
house is coming down.
It's
Full
Kirk.
chaotic.
Chaos. Yeah. It's Kirk Cousins. He's going to be inconsistent. After this, he'll probably end up having a streak of like 3 20-plus point games, but it's still chaos right now. You can't trust him. Too inconsistent. Jalen Hurts, 11.22 points, his worst game since week 2. Calmer Chaos.
Calm.
A Kirk
Even though
Cousins that can run.
I'm staying calm. I mean, he had 20-plus points in every game aside from this one. So
If it happens again, I'll be a little concerned just because, like, if it's because they're running the ball more than what they did the last game, they were not running the first 6 weeks, and Jalen Hurts was cooking, and now they're running the ball. Jalen Hurts could be a little flat. So
yeah, I think it was more of the opponent, not Jalen Hurts himself. I think it was the Eagles were playing the Lions. They got up huge. They didn't have to throw. Hurts didn't have to do anything. Most weeks, the Eagles are going to be in at least a competitive game where they're going to have to throw more. So
yeah, and you would have thought 44 points scored by the Eagles that Jalen Hurts and Devonte Smith also would have scored a little more than what they did. But
yeah, it was literally the running show as soon
4
as
rushing
Miles Sanders
touchdowns.
went out, which is just
Disrespectful.
But whatever. All right, let's get into some running backs. Dalvin Cook, 7.8 points. He had 18 carries for 78 yards, 0 catches on 2 targets. Matt, this is your boy. Is this calm or chaos?
Calm. T-Gods, give me your case for chaos.
I'll give you the case right now. Let's run through the season real quick. 20, 16, didn't play. 6, didn't play. 22, didn't play. 7.
Yeah, 4 games, 22 plus.
Well, by T-God's stat line, sounds like the next game he's not playing.
Nah.
Very true.
How is it not? How is that not chaos? Like it's chaos, dude.
When he's playing, he's being productive, and he's getting the volume. He's had like 18
2 of the
plus
last
touches.
3 games that he's played, he's had 6 and 7.
It's a little bit chaotic, but to be fair, the one in the Cleveland, he was banged up. So he only played 49% of the snaps, and that one only had 9 carries.
That adds to the chaos, the banged upness.
Yeah, the banged upness obviously adds to the chaos. That's very true. He has not been able to stay healthy this year, but I definitely think it's a little bit chaotic. I don't think you're benching Dalvin Cook by any means. Like you're starting him, you have to, especially with the running backs out there. But it has not been like Dalvin Cook, like locked in, absolute elite top 3 running back this season thus far.
Right. And if you're like, it's more chaotic just if you're comparing it to where he was at this point last season. He was probably number 1, or at least you would argue him and Derrick Henry were 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dalvin Cook, you're starting him. I think it's still calm in that regard, but it is a little bit chaotic for what you expected this year. Deandre Swift, 8.1 points, 12 carries for 27 yards. Did catch 5 balls on 5 targets for 24 yards. Calm or chaos here for Swift.
You're calm.
Super calm.
They were down like 44-0.
He's still RB4.
Yeah, 100% calm on Swift. The target volume has been insane. That was his fewest targets in the passing game since week 2.
I would
5, and that's the fewest he's had all year is 5.
That's solid.
I would add
solid.
though, Jamal Williams is reaching droppable, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's more of a handcuff. So if you have Swift and you see him out there on waivers, pick him up just in case.
Yeah. But like compared to the first couple weeks, you argue he's startable.
Yeah, completely agree there. Leonard Fournette, 7.3 points, 8 carries for 26 yards. Did catch 3 passes as well, 5 targets for 17 yards, but only 7 points. Calm or chaos here for Fournette.
I'm calm.
Super calm.
Saints defense is like the Bucs kryptonite ever since Tom Brady got there.
Yeah, super weird to be honest, but yeah, you got to stay calm here. Fournette.
And surprisingly, Tampa was playing catch up against the Saints. Like, how does that happen?
I don't know.
I don't know
he's
either.
still involved in the passing game. So
yeah, definitely good to see 5 targets. You can't complain about it. Yeah, 7.3, obviously not great, but Fournette should be fine. He still played the majority of the snaps, still the RB1 there. So,
yeah.
Nick Chubb, 7.9 points, 16 for 61 yards, and 1 catch on 1 target for 8 yards.
I don't think he was 100%, so I would stay calm.
And he was also facing a tough run defense. And don't forget Kareem's still on IR. It's just a matter of time before Nick Chubb gets rolling again.
It's the rise of the Ernest.
No, it's not.
Go Ernest.
Stop. Yeah, I just think obviously the lack of a floor for receiving work obviously always hurts his case a little bit. You really need him to get that 20 plus carries, close to 100 yards, and a touchdown for it to be like a pretty solid day. And obviously he does that a lot of the time, but there will be these games with Nick Chubb, so you just got to roll with it.
Right.
Yep.
Kenneth Gamewell, waiver wire stud turned waiver wire dud. 2.7 points, 13 carries for 27 yards, and no targets.
Absolute chaos.
Yeah, we
solely based off the 0 targets.
We whiffed on the play stay away with it being Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah, 100%. That's a tough one to swallow there, but I mean, it makes
Eagles
sense.
finally decide to run the ball when Miles Sanders gets hurt. It's weird.
They went up 44 points. He's always involved in the passing game, which is what usually has been helpful for him. And we were up the entire game by 1 million. He did not need to be involved in the passing game. So maybe better days ahead. I wouldn't drop him by any means, but obviously can't start him right now. That was a tough one.
Just related to this, I wouldn't fall for the trap of picking up Jordan Howard, though. Because if you look back at the last 3 years the Eagles have had him, he's only gone off against NFC North opponents, like the Packers twice and now the Lions. So he just – because that's what he used to play against.
Yeah, exactly. I would not fall for him as well. We'll mention him in a little bit. We'll mention both of them actually in a little bit. But let's keep it rolling. Devonte Williams, 6.8 points, 9 carries for 35 yards, 2 catches on 4 targets for 13 yards, 6.8 points.
This
Conrad.
was your
Hit
guy.
or
I want
miss.
to hear you have to say.
Yeah.
I'm pretty calm.
John's obviously calm.
I mean,
He's annoyingly calm.
It is annoying.
I'm not like satisfied with the performance, but nothing changed. He's played the
It's still
roughly
50-50.
It's still 50-50. It's the same amount of snaps, same amount of work. Melvin Gordon ended up getting the touchdown.
2.
Devonte Williams floored obviously was like 8-ish points over the past couple of weeks. Maybe it's like more of like a 6-ish floor in reality. It's been hit or miss. His upside's really capped by Melvin Gordon. So that's what hurts a little bit.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. Tough. Not rightfully so. Don't go there. We'll talk about Melvin Gordon a little bit. Anyways, Justin Jefferson, 4.1 points, 2
Can we
catches
skip
on
this
4
one?
targets for 21 yards. What's going on, Connor Chaos?
Calm. Skip.
Calm, skip.
All right, you're right. Calm skip. Justin Jefferson, he's fine. As long as he's healthy. He did get banged up for like a second in that game.
This first game under 14 points since week 1.
Yeah.
I'll
calm.
skip.
Jerry Judy, 7.9 points, and Cortland Sutton, 6.0 points. Judy had 4 catches on 4 targets for 39 yards. Sutton, 2 catches on 4 targets for 40 yards. Calm or chaos for either of these guys, both of these guys. What's the deal here?
I'm staying calm on both.
I am feeling good about Judy. If you somehow started and got 8 points on a first game back, but Sutton, that was not the best.
Yeah, I mean, the volume just is obviously capped with Judy back for Sutton. So I kind of want to see how this shakes out moving forward. I'm a little bit nervous about both, to be honest, because this offense kind of stinks.
And we wrote Tim Patrick for dead, and he ended up having like the best game out of the 3.
We did right. We did write him off.
I still think he is for
Sorry,
dead
Timmy.
for most. But he did play 94% of the snaps. But obviously, Judy's still getting back up to speed a little bit. But he still only had 3 targets. He just happened to catch the deeper one. So ugly offense all around right now for the Broncos. Hopefully they kind of get it going. But Emmanuel Sanders, a donut, a bagel, whatever you want to call it, 0 points on 4
Goose
targets.
egg.
Bullshit.
Chaos. What the heck happened?
100% chaos.
Beasley
Anytime
back.
anyone plays a full game and drops a donut, it's chaos. I don't care who you are.
Well, Cole Beasley's banged up now, I think.
Is he?
He is.
Ooh.
Did not see that.
I mean,
but
week in, week out, it's going to be either Cole Beasley has a good game or Sanders has a good game. There's no way it's going to be both of them on top of Diggs having a good game.
But zero.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Russell Gage.
I didn't watch the game, but all of his targets were like deep shots, apparently. So cut him some slack, but I don't know. 0, that's unacceptable, regardless.
definitely unacceptable, but I think I'm staying more calm than chaos. I mean, he was pretty solid. Coming out of the bye, it obviously sucks to see him not get the volume, but at Jacksonville next week, at the Jets the following week,
Juicy.
you gotta hope he gets involved in those games in some way, shape, or form. Last one for wide receivers, Devonta Smith, 2.5 points, 1 catch on 3 targets for 15 yards. We already talked about Hurts in this game script, but in general, is this calmer chaos for Smith?
This game's
100% chaos.
I think this game's a wash just because he didn't play the whole game.
Fuck no. This is chaos. I don't
It's
care.
sort of chaos, but he didn't play the whole game. So
His usage is like the worst roller coaster you ever want to be on in fantasy. In games where he has 8+ targets, he's averaging 16 fantasy points. If he's not getting the 8 targets, he's getting 4.2 fantasy points.
Dog
Yeah.
water.
chemistry's
Sorry.
fake.
Yeah, he obviously has some favorable matchups. I think the Eagles have the most favorable schedule left out of everyone else.
Went out.
So I still have faith in Smith to continue to develop throughout the season, but it's going to be a roller coaster. Definitely a bit chaotic here to like fully trust him in your starting lineup.
Imagine treating your Heisman Trophy winner draft pick like that. Oh shit! I just fell in my seat.
Any falling cue. All right, let's do some rapid fire tight ends. We
Rapid,
have
rapid,
a lot
rapid.
of this one will actually be more rapid than quarterbacks. A lot of bad performances from tight ends this week. From top down, start with Travis Kelce, the GOAT, 4.7 points. Calm or chaos?
Calm.
Easy.
Calm.
Skip.
Your lucky
calm.
name's
Skip.
Travis Kelce.
Skip.
Q. Kyle Pitts, 3.3 points. Calm or chaos?
Not fully
Especially
calm, but
now-
mostly calm.
calm, especially
Mostly
now with
calm.
Ridley stepping away from football.
Yeah,
Like,
but he wasn't out. He wasn't playing the last game.
He didn't play this game.
But the
3.3
volley-
points.
The volume's going to be crazy moving forward.
Should
If you
be.
doubt me,
Should be.
Should be.
it will be.
They did put their number one corner on him. So if that continues to happen, it might give him some headaches, but I'm calm as well. Dalton Schultz, 3.1 points. Calm or chaos?
No Dak.
Um,
Calm. It was Cooper Rush as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Staying calm as well. He did still get 7 targets. So just not the connection with Cooper Rush. Noah Fant, 2.8 points. Calm or chaos?
No
I don't
comment.
know.
Isn't he like out
This
now?
Broncos offense is fucking weird.
He is on the COVID list. So that hurts. I'm leaning
He's
towards chaos with Judy back. Just another mouth to feed to take away some of the volume. I mean, he's had pretty solid targets, but 4 targets with Judy back now. He's all right. I'd probably still have to start him if he's able to play, but I'm leaning towards chaos here for Fant.
It's a little scary.
Hunter Henry, 4.3 points. Calm or chaos?
Chaos.
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 It's chaos. He was living on like barely any targets a game, but just surviving on touchdowns. He's just touchdown dependent, just like every other tight end.
Yep.
Ricky Seals-Jones, 3.2 points. Calm or chaos?
Chaos because
Chaos.
this offense is not good.
Yep.
And Logan Thomas should be coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, absolute chaos. Even if like Logan Thomas ends up somehow missing another game, I wouldn't trust RSJ.
No.
Rob Gronkowski, 0 points, but he did leave the game pretty early.
It's
Oh,
only
yes.
chaos because he's been dealing with these injuries for so long. I could easily see it just lasting the entire season.
Bucks are in it for the long run, though. For real life football, he'll be in it when it matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for fans.
They're gonna save him for the offs.
Leaning towards chaos for sure. But they do get a bye this week. So if he's able to come back fully healthy in week 10, ready to go, maybe he could get a string together a few games there, but leaning towards chaos as well.
I'm glad he had his couple tight end 1 weeks.
Yeah, he was definitely rock solid early in the season. Jared Cook, calm or chaos, 4.5 points.
Chaos. This man is a fossil.
Chargers sucked as a whole.
Yeah, Chargers did have a down game.
They just
but
keep
Yeah,
sucking,
yeah.
and it's pissing me off.
They'll be good.
I'm leaning towards chaos for Cook. I mean, I'm not 100% confident in him. But
How much were you expecting from the jump? Like,
I know.
not much. He's tight end 16 on the year, so he's not bad, but he's not good. He's all right.
he's
He's a
alright.
bye week
You get what
fill-in
you
at
get with
best.
him. You don't get upset.
Mhm.
All right. That's it for calm or chaos. Obviously, a lot of guys had some poor performances, even guys we didn't mention. Hopefully a good bounce back week in week 9. But let's talk about some of the actual really good performances in for trust or bust here. Got a few quarterbacks to get through. Ryan Tannehill had 29 point.
Let the man
You're already
finish.
coming at me. He had 27.2 points. My apologies. 23 of 33, 265 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did throw 2 picks, but he did also have 26 yards on the ground.
That's
Trust,
last year.
bust.
That's
Trust.
last year Ryan Tannehill numbers, and now AJ Brown is like back. He's finishing top 5.
Who? Brown.
AJ Brown. So that's going to help Ryan Tannehill and Julio. Hopefully he comes back and plays some sort of amount, but I'm trusting him.
And Derrick Henry's out, so they can't just run the offense through him. So Taney's going to be forced to sling it. And I mean, his receivers ain't bad. He doesn't have bad options on the outside. So let's see what he does with it.
I'm trusting him too. I feel like you have to. Without Derrick Henry, there's a lot more pressure now on Ryan Tannehill to perform and have to throw in a lot more games. You can't run the ball the 28 to 30 times a game with Jeremy McNichols and Fossil Adrian Peterson and whoever else they have there. So
Yep.
it's going to be the Ryan Tannehill show. Maybe. I'm trusting more than I was while Derrick Henry was healthy.
Easily.
And then a few weird quarterbacks had pretty solid weeks. So I decided to group them all into one and ask which one you trust the most, because these are some ugly names. Mike White, 32.1 points. That's right. Mike White balled out versus the Bengals. Justin Fields, 27.3 points. Finally got the run game going in his legs. Jimmy Garoppolo, 27.28 points. And Davis Mills, 24.4 points. Out of all of them, who would you trust the most, if any?
Justin
Fields, by far.
No, I was easily going Mike White, dude.
Fuck no.
Mike
First
White was
game,
impressive.
No way I'm trusting
Are
that.
you serious?
On the Jets?
Mike
Mm.
White was balling out. He threw the ball
Exactly
45
on the
times.
Jets, bro. He did that.
Count me out.
He balled out, but like if we're talking fantasy, like it's only so long before Zach Wilson comes back or Joe Flacco takes over that Mike White's now irrelevant again.
He's
When Zach
starting,
Wilson's
bro.
no, well, Mike White. I mean, when
I feel
Zach
like
Wilson goes
Justin
back,
Fields has the most job security
Yeah.
out of this bunch.
Justin
Well, I
Fields
mean,
has one
Davis
game
Smith-
over 10 points.
Okay, let him get going.
well,
It's
it's
gonna be
definitely
week
not.
9.
It's not Jimmy Garoppolo. Debo
People
Samuel.
people game plan.
Oh, wait,
for
I'm sorry.
Justin
2
Fields.
games.
Nobody
2
game
games. I'm
plans
sorry.
for
I'm
Mike
sorry.
White.
Yeah. All right. Look, Mike White definitely earned himself another start. Would I trust him on Thursday Night Football? Hell no.
Oh, no.
Against the Colts.
All right,
You're
well,
gonna
we're
be-
not really trusting any of these guys. Come on.
I know you're not. You're not. I love what Mike White did, but I don't see it happening again. I'd probably agree with everyone else, Justin Fields, just because you finally saw 10 carries, 103 yards, the crazy touchdown run. I'm
Yeah,
100%
was
not
nasty.
starting Justin Fields and in any capacity this upcoming week. But maybe down the stretch, he gets some easier matchups where maybe you add him on your bench. He could be a bye week fill-in.
I wish he did this the week before bye Mageddon, because imagine the craze that would be going on about, is Mike White a good bye week fill-in?
Right.
That'd be pretty
That would
interesting.
be an awful thing. But yeah, Davis Mills, no. And we know Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to do anything either. So I really don't trust any of these guys. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick Justin Fields. All right. Let's get into some running backs. Speaking of Mike White, his running back, Michael Carter, went off. 32.2 points. If you left him on your bench, you were feeling super salty.
Or traded him.
15 carries for 77 yards and 1 touchdown, 9 catches for 14 yards. 14 targets for 95 yards. Michael Carter just went insane. He went ballistic. We thought last week was a little bit more fluky with the amount of catches and targets, but with Mike White at the helm, he is king of dump offs. If we said Joe
Trust
Flacco might be the king of
Michael
dump offs,
Carter.
Mike White might be the god of dump offs.
Yeah. I'm trusting
Trust
him as long as Mike White's the quarterback.
No, Mike. No, he sucks, dude. He sucks. He sucks.
God of
I'm
dump offs.
trusting
though.
Michael Carter.
I'm trusting him too.
I think
He
I
has
have to trust him.
23 targets the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, I trust him. Not Mike
Yeah.
White though. No way. No.
don't
He
trust Mike
sucks,
White.
dude. He sucks.
He does. He does suck. Now we'll see. I love the Mike White story right now. I really hope he plays well and beats the Colts somehow on Thursday Night Football. I would love to see that just become like Mike White versus Zach Wilson for the starting job.
Yeah, you
It'd be
just
hilarious.
better pick the Jets when we do the Thursday night preview then, if you're hoping for that.
I am hoping for it, but I'm not picking the Jets. Please stop. They just won and they don't win often. But Michael Carter, I think you have to trust at this point with the volume, and we're seeing the talent now, even on this talentless team. It feels like Michael Carter is definitely shining through.
They beat 2
Um,
good teams. Just throw it
yeah.
out there.
They did, but they also lose to some bad teams.
Yeah, they do. They only play good against good teams.
Yeah, they play up to those opponents that think they're a joke. Melvin Gordon, 19.2 points. We already talked about Devonte, but Melvin Gordon ended up having a good day. 10 carries for 47 yards and a touchdown, 3 catches on 3 targets for 15 yards and another touchdown. Trust or bust?
Trust as long as it splits 50-50, like I'm trusting both of them the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro, his
Melvin's
volume scares
RB
me.
15 right now. I mean, he's at least seeing double-digit touches in every single game so far this year. So
Yeah,
the
but it-
volume has been steady. It's not like workhorse RB1 type work, but he makes do with what he gets. So
I
you
agree.
can't ask for much more.
Yeah. I don't know what he would be as in terms of like on an average points per game basis. He's probably more like RB 25, but he's out there.
He's RB 15.
He's RB 15 in terms of the season, but he didn't have a bye yet. Number 1, number 2, injuries. Come on now.
Buys don't matter. He's a monster. He
But
doesn't
Melvin
get
Gordon,
injured.
He's
Knock on wood.
available. He's out there. He's putting up decent numbers. You got to trust him as a low end RB2, like we do every week. Him and Javonte. This week it was him who scored the touchdowns. Boston Scott and Jordan Howard. Boston Scott had 18 points. Jordan Howard had 17.7 points. They both had 12 carries. Boston Scott got 3 more yards at 60, and they both had 2 touchdowns. What the hell? Why was that so in sync? Number 1, but number 2, trust or bust for either of these guys.
I'm
Bust on
trusting
both.
Boston Scott.
Mm-mm.
Nah, I'm not
First,
trusting anyone.
where was he every week? Where was he every week with Miles Sanders? He was never on the field.
Exactly, bro. You can never trust any Eagles running back ever.
Can
You
really
never
trust
know
any
who's
Eagle.
playing. That's
Yeah.
true too, except for Herbert.
Except for Goddard.
Oh,
Ertz and Goddard.
okay. Ertz and Goddard.
That's about it. But yeah, I'm busting on both as well.
Whoa.
Pause.
Oh shit.
Time out. That's a technical fact.
I'm saying bust on.
Yeah, we know what you're saying.
You're crazy.
Either way, I'm not trusting Boston Scott or Jordan Howard.
Boston
Come on,
Scott.
Boston Scott. Out of pocket. But yeah, no, cannot trust either of them right now at all. It's the Eagles. They're not going to be up running the ball that much. We know they hate running the ball. I think it was more of a fluke than anything.
Yep.
Let's keep it rolling. Rex Burkhead, 13.8 points quietly, 4 carries for 21 yards, got the touchdown, 3 catches on 4 targets for 27 yards. Played 49% of the snaps to David Johnson's 18% and Philip Lindsay's 13%. Trust or bust?
Game
Bust.
script.
No,
I
thank
do wish
you.
I brought him up last week though, because I was like, it'll help David Johnson, it'll help Lindsey, and then it also brings up Rex Burkhead because no more Ingram, but you're never starting Rex Burkhead, and somehow he always he always
one of
ends up
these
in
running backs.
conversations.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely busting as well. I don't trust Rex Burkhead whatsoever. I just don't trust any of these Texans running.
Yeah, you're busting for
same
Rex
with the Birds.
Whatever. Carlos Hyde, 13.2 points, 9 for 32 yards, and 6 catches on 8 targets for 40 yards. If James Robinson misses time, is he someone you can trust?
I think so.
Yeah. fill
Low
him in at your
key.
flex.
Low key.
He's-
Only
he's
if
the-
he misses time.
Yeah,
Only
the
if he misses time.
past couple of years with the Seahawks, he's been a solid fill-in. But
Yeah.
if Robinson's in, which he sounds like he will be because he's day to day, I think, I'm not worried about him.
Yeah, completely agree there. Let's get into some wide receivers. Tyler Lockett, we wrote him off every week, and we were right to do so until this week when he finally bounced back, 26.2 points. And weirdly enough, it was no touchdown or like deep play. It was just 12 catches on 13 targets for 142 yards.
It's a Lockett game.
Trust or bust?
Bust.
Never trust Lockett.
I think it's
ever.
bust.
Never, ever, ever.
Is
never,
what he is.
never, never.
I think I'm leaning towards a little bit more towards trust because they're heading into the bye and Russell Wilson should be back in week 10. And then maybe we get some normal Tyler Lockett a little bit
Which
better.
is
what
still
hap-
boomer bust.
Sean.
Which is super boomer bust. I understand, but
Like
he's still
the
a boomer
most
bust
boomer
flex.
bust.
We know what he is.
Yeah, we know what he is.
We know what he is. Boomer bust
He's-
flex.
Dookie.
Wide receiver 19 on the season. Isn't that disgusting?
I mean, he's
Gross.
good. It's just we're not used to him being
It's
consistent.
the same thing as last year. He's had a few games where he explodes and a lot of games where he poops. So he's boomer
Lockett,
bust. We know what
Lockett
he
would
is.
be very, very valuable if you knew what games he was going to go off like this.
Yeah, if you were like psychic.
And then if you weren't stuck starting him when he got 4 points, you'd be all right.
Yeah, I hear you there. All right. Cole Beasley, 21 points, 10 catches on 13 targets for 110 yards. Trust or bust here for Bees Dog.
I love me some bees, dog. I'm trusting.
Trust. And also ignore what I said about him being hurt. I think I looked at what I was reading earlier. It's just he was a trade rumor. So I guess what I heard or read was there's a possibility of him being traded, but not hurt.
Well-
So I would trust him.
Too late for that now.
Yeah, come on, Q. Bad reporting. Just kidding. But Cole Beasley has 20 plus points in 3 of his last 5 games. So I'm definitely trusting right now
On
as a
this
flex.
pass heavy Bills offense, love it.
Yeah. As long as he's getting the volume, you got to roll him out there and trust him. Cedric Wilson, 18.8 points, 3 catches on 3 targets for 84 yards and a touchdown. Clearly had the connection with Cooper Rush. Does this carry over back with Dak or is this bust?
Bust.
But
Bust.
doesn't Michael Gallup
Yeah,
come back?
bust. Yeah, Gallup should be back soon as well off of IR at some point.
Yep.
So
And I mean, they still have Amari Cooper and CD Lamb.
Yep.
So he is, at best, if Gallup continues to miss time, 4th in line for 5th.
Dalton Schultz too.
Yep.
And Zeke and Tony Pollard. Like there's so many mouths to feed.
Yeah.
Cedric Wilson. He
Can't
might have
trust
another
him.
game like this, but you cannot trust him.
I don't know if you saw the interview with Amari Cooper. They were talking about the game-winning drive. Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb were arguing, or like not arguing, but like debating on who should be the bull to get the game-winning touchdown / help. Like it should like CeeDee Lamb asked him like, should it be me? And Amari Cooper said, nah, I'm doing it. And he did
I
it.
did see that.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't see that either. That's crazy. But you got to trust both of those guys. It's just Cedric Wilson is the odd man out for sure here. Devonte Parker, 16.5 points, 8 catches on 11 targets for 85 yards. Trust or bust?
He's back.
Trust.
Man, why are you busted?
Never
I need to
had,
hear why you're
bro.
busted.
He hasn't
I
had less
hate
than
the
7
Dolphins.
targets. He hasn't had less than 7 targets, dude.
In 5 games he's played, 7+ targets in every game, 9+ targets in 3 of those 5 games, and 12+ points in 3 of those 5 games as well, and at least 8.2 in every game.
This is
I
Devonte
hate
Parker.
to be the bearer of bad news, but what are the chances he gets hurt again?
Decently high, but they're playing Houston this week, and I'm willing to take that risk on a flex if I need somebody.
I'm
Anybody
trusting-
can get
week.
hurt at any
Yeah.
time, Matt.
I know,
Yeah.
but some people are a lot more probable.
Bro, Dolphins schedule juicy.
You might
Devontae
be more
Parker.
probable than Devonte Parker to get hurt after your injury.
Hmm.
But,
Throw me
I'm-
out on that field.
I'm trusting Devonte Parker more than Waddle at the moment.
I'll get you 17.5
I'd agree with you there.
points.
Waddle really plays well when everyone's out, but I don't know how consistent he's going to be with Parker back again.
He was just getting force fed.
Yeah. And Parker gets Houston. Baltimore's not an easy matchup, but then the Jets, Carolina, the Giants, a bye,
Huh?
the Jets again.
I think T God's
Giants
going to
defense looked good,
explain
man.
to
They held
you
the Chiefs 20 points.
that the Ravens
Chiefs
are
stink.
not a hard defense to play against.
Yeah, they're not even that.
That's
scary
why I
either.
dropped
I
the
dropped
defense.
them. I dropped them, and then someone picked them up. I forgot who it was, and started them.
Yeah, it
and
was
they were,
me.
And you were bitching the whole time, and I said, "You see why I dropped them now?
Yeah.
They're not what they
as
once were."
good. Yep. All right. Last wide receiver, Jamal Agnew, 15.8 points, 6 catches on 12 targets for 38 yards and a touchdown.
This
Trust or
is
bust?
a sneaky link that I
Definitely.
bangs with. I
Yeah.
like Jamal Agnew.
Mm-hmm.
Agree. Low key. Low key.
Lowest of keys.
Lowest
dude.
of keys.
This would have
25
been
targets in his last 3 games.
Tebow.
Stop. Why would this be Tebow in any shape or form? Maybe
'Cause-
Dan Arnold. You can
You're
make that
saying
argument.
anything.
Not Jamal Agnew. But yeah, Agnew has been super involved with DJ Chark going down. So I definitely think he's at least worth an add on your bench by week fill and wide receiver right now.
For sure.
Trending in the right direction. Snap share was the highest it's been after the bye week too. So they like what they're seeing. So he's going to continue to be
Yeah.
used. And he's there for the short intermediate targets for Trevor Lawrence when he's not trying to air it out down the sideline of Marvin Jones. So
He's like a Swiss Army knife because doesn't he handle like all the return duties as well?
yep, exactly. He's been the kick and punt returner as well for this team. So
Yep. Always a chance for 6 points.
always a chance. Very true. Dan Arnold, teammate, and maybe Q would think he might be Tim Tebow as well. 8 catches on 10 targets for 68 yards. Is he leaning towards trust or is still bust here?
No, he's trustable.
Trust him as a bye week fill-in. Starting him week in, week out. I don't know if I can do that just yet.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm 100% in, but I mean, I can't complain about the targets. He's also had 23 targets over the last 3 weeks. So Dan Arnold's been getting some volume in this offense. Obviously had more of the dud in Miami, so it's not been the most fantasy points, but I like volume. So
Love it.
he's definitely worth a pickup if you're looking to plug someone in. Buffalo
He's-
this week really isn't that friendly though.
He's definitely become more valuable since being traded to Jacksonville at least.
Completely agree there too. And he's still getting into the offense. So like what we're seeing from Dan Arnold. How about Pat Freiermuth? Q? I don't know how you did call this a couple weeks ago, but it's still trending in the right direction. 14.4 points, 4 catches on 7 targets, 44 yards, and found the end zone. Trust or bust.
And had the best catch of the year so far with the
Very
touchdown.
good catch. Yeah, very good catch.
But
Well, not catch of the year. There's been a lot of good catches. I
There's
need
been
to
so
see a
many.
compilation. So
bunch of off the
Up there.
Yeezys.
So
But,
many
love
off the
the
easy.
But Ebron was out. I don't know. I mean, obviously at some point it's going to be Freiermuth as a starter, but I'm going to see Freiermuth outsnap Ebron when they're both healthy. playing.
Ebron has been like completely irrelevant.
Yeah,
when he's been active.
I feel like I haven't heard of him, but I heard about him. But like when I heard Ebron was out, I'm like, okay, Freiermuth has to be some sort of target.
Yeah.
yeah, Freiermuth has been out snapping Ebron pretty much every week, aside from every week since week 4. So I think he's earned that job at this point. And coming out of the bye, obviously, De'Ron was banged up, but Fryermuth's still got 78% of snaps. So you like to see that. You like to see 7 targets in each of the last 2 games. Definitely another solid bye week fill-in for right now for tight ends. If not, someone you can throw on your bench. All right, that's it for trust or bust. Let's get into some trade targets, buy low and sell high. And I will start us off this time, switch it up a little bit here. I'm buying low on Devonta Smith. Now, I know we've talked about how it's really hard to trust him right now, but the Eagles' schedule is super juicy for the rest of the season. And it's not like the Eagles are going to be guaranteed wins in these games like maybe they were against the Lions. So I think they're going to be throwing in a lot of these games. And I do think Devonta Smith's going to continue to improve. The volume's been there in a lot of these games as well. So he's still going to be involved on this offense. They're going to want to get him the ball more as their future number 1 wide receiver on this offense right now. So I'm trusting him. I think he's someone that I would target just to, like, his value right now has to be towards an all-time low. I think he's worth trying to take a stab at, throw him on your bench. He's someone I'm looking to buy low on, but sell high has to be Michael Carter. I know we talked about trusting him and probably starting him, but if you can get someone that's really been struggling for Michael Carter coming off this huge game, I would definitely not be scared to pull the trigger. If you're able to get like someone that's been frustrated with Nick Chubb or something like that after another 7-point game, I would easily trade Michael Carter. Just low end RB1 territory. If you can sell Michael Carter on this expansive, like last 3 games, he's been up and up and up. Obviously 25 targets the last 2 weeks or 23 targets the last 2 weeks is huge. But again, I still think it's not going to continue to be at that level. Drop back down to like 5-ish targets a game. And the Jets are going to be down. I still don't think they're that good of a team. So I'm willing to sell high on him. Q, what do you got for us?
Now, right, real quick with the Devonte Smith, like, what is his value? Like, would you rather have Devonte Parker, Sterling Shepard, a healthy Sterling Shepard? But you got to also think that Jalen Reagor's hurt. We don't know what the seriousness of that is. So that could help Devonte Smith. I don't know. I guess you can use that as a case.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Sterling Shepard, if I could confirm he's going to be fully healthy, I think I'd still prefer him. In the games that he's been fully healthy this year and played 90% of the snaps, he's had 17 plus points in those 3 games. So I'd definitely take him. I'd probably also take Devonte Parker over him right now just because he's been so consistent, but I still think he's a buy low for someone like, I don't know, maybe someone I can't think of someone off the top of my head that I would trade directly for. Maybe like a Zach Ertz or like someone that, like a tight end that's on your bench that you don't need, someone that does need a tight end where you can get that wide receiver, or maybe like a bench running back you can get rid of that you have sitting down there that someone needs a bye week fill in. So
yeah,
it's not going to cost much right now. So
definitely
I'd go get him just to throw him on my bench. And if he starts to get hot again, throw him in my lineup.
Yeah. But my buy low, Calvin Ridley, who would have thought? Potential wide receiver 1 to God's, which was he should have been. It's Calvin Ridley after a strong year. We don't know we also don't know the seriousness of his issue. It could be 3 games, 3 weeks, or that is 3 games, 3 months, the rest of his career. But if you can somehow trade for him, some guy who's struggling right now, maybe 3-5, 2-6, they need wins, and they're not going to be able to take the risk of Calvin Ridley. So if you get him, he can come back, and then he's obviously going to somehow have a high impact on this offense. Yeah, bro, whatever. And also my sell high is going to be Michael Carter based off the fact that he's on the Jets. And once Zach Wilson comes back, he did have some pretty solid games with Zach Wilson, but Mike White's not going to be the guy every week. And that's who he's had his best game with so far. Maybe the Jets surprise.
To say that Mike White isn't going to start the rest of the season.
It's just that Zach Wilson was the second
number 2 pick.
No, I like Mike White. But Zach Wilson was number 2 overall pick. They're not going to just bench him now, even though they should. So, chalk it if Mike White somehow is the starter, even when Zach Wilson's healthy. But as of now, this is the time to sell high.
Okay.
I would agree. Clearly. T-Gods, what do you got for us?
Buy low. Jarvis Landry. Okay. I get it. He's a little banged up and stuff. Maybe he's getting a little old. Maybe you're a little nervous. but in the 3 full games he's played, he's had 5, 8, and 10 targets. Jarv, his whole career, has always been a super friendly PPR receiver. Like, he's always solid. Nice floor guy. I mean, he's a nice guy to have on your bench. Fill him in a little bit. I like Jarv. Sean likes Jarv. We're
Love Jarv.
Yeah, we're big fans of Jarv over here.
Especially after OBJ's dad exposing Baker. He was putting out like posts about Baker missing OBJ wide open targets and whatnot. So Baker might just be targeting Jarv for now on.
I mean, sure, whatever.
If you want to make a narrative.
I think both are obviously going to be involved, but I agree. I think if Landry's healthy, he still can be a solid flex play in this league, no doubt.
Yeah,
the volume he gets.
And my sell high.
In the Cardinals hat.
I had to do it. DeAndre Hopkins. Matthew Berry put me onto this. What is that?
Shocked.
Dude, listen. Matthew Berry put me on. He had the deets. D-Hop, 4 games as wide receiver 30 or worse this year. His last wide receiver 10 finish was week 1.
That was my scary Halloween fact.
Yep.
Does that not concern you guys?
And he's dealing with some injury every week.
He's the
now.
wide receiver 15 right now. DeAndre Hopkins, wide receiver 15.
Supposedly best.
There's just so many weapons on that team. They don't need to feed him the ball. D-Hop's whole career pretty much was him being force-fed the ball, and they don't have to do that anymore. He's still great. He's still one of the best, if not the best in the league. But for fantasy, sell high on the name. I'm telling you, you can get someone real good.
It just depends on who you're getting for him. I'd still be a little bit hesitant.
I still would be too. It's still D-Hop. He can still do crazy things, but I mean, numbers don't lie. They never have.
Is he about to go down the Allen Robinson rabbit hole?
Stop.
No, you're crazy.
Way.
You're crazy.
Do not ever compare the two.
Before getting hurt this past week, he had 18 plus in 3 straight. So he's still there. But I get the sell high that there is more upside out there.
And Kyler's still hurting a little bit.
He's hurting a little bit.
He's hurting a little bit.
I hope he's okay. I need him. All right, Matt, finish this up. Buy low, sell high. What do you got?
All right, man. Buy low, Antonio Brown. He has missed the past 2 games. He is on a bye this week. I'm sure a manager somewhere is struggling right now trying to muster up a couple wins because they're sitting at, like you said, 3-5, 2-6 in win now mode. And players on a bye aren't going to help you do that. So if you can pry AB away from a disappointed owner, go right ahead. In the 5 games that he's played, he's averaging 19.5 fantasy points. 7+ targets in 4 of those 5 games. So, I mean, even with all the mouths to feed, Tom Brady is still finding ways to feed Antonio Brown the ball. And in 3 of those 5 games, his 23+. So the ceiling is just outrageous for this man, especially on this high-powered offense. And for my sell high, the most boom or bust NFL player that ever lived, Tyler Lockett. I don't care if Russ has the possibility of coming back from injury after this bye week. I mean, Lockett, his whole career has been boom or bust. So, I mean, if you're willing to take a couple of those 5-6 point games with the 25+ here and there, so be it. But I just do not think he is worth the headache.
I agree. I like it.
Thank you.
Sean, you're muted.
I recognize that now. Thursday night football preview. Let's keep it moving. Jets at the Colts.
Wait, I have a question. Real quick. I'm sorry.
Hit me.
How many weeks until Derrick Henry's not number 1 anymore?
How high is he up? I don't know.
2. I think 2.
2?
Give it 2 full weeks, yeah.
Well,
I don't know. People are going through buys still. Maybe 3.
He's a monster, dude.
I want to know where he's at.
Does he finish top 20?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
God, that's crazy.
It's
That's
not
crazy.
Running backs are bad, but that's just how the cookie crumbles.
So who do you think finishes number 1 then?
Number 1, Jonathan Taylor, maybe. I think he's number 2 right now, right?
He is. Kamara's up there.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's 195. Actually, Eckler's number 2, 153. Jonathan Taylor, 152. So
Yeah, Eck already
Couple
had his
games.
bye. I
Yeah,
give it
2 to 3
3
weeks.
games.
All right.
2 to 3
all right,
weeks.
all right.
Yeah, he'll definitely finish top 20, probably 195. Let's now I want to look at this back just for reference.
Yeah.
Dude, like RB like 12 last year had like 190, dude. RB like maybe 15. So
That's
So he's still
absurd.
finishing
finishing the top 10.
yeah, he'll probably be
That's
like,
crazy.
He'll
If he
probably
finishes,
be around top 12 to 15.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that's
yeah.
wild.
Absolutely wild. Derrick Henry on another level. But anyways, let's get into Jets at the Colts. Let's start with the Jets. Is Mike White startable after last week or still way too risky?
Nah.
Wait,
If he was
startable.
playing like Houston or something, maybe I would like think about it, but I'm not even thinking about it going against this Colts.
It'd have to be
defense.
Houston and on a Sunday because I'm not starting Mike White on a Thursday.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, you can't even trust people on Thursday. Like, can't even trust Kyler this past week. It's tough on Thursday Night Football. It's always weird. It's always too many injuries.
And just ruins the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. Thursday Night Football games always weird. But obviously, Michael Carter, he's been improving every single week. Where did you rank him this week?
If I did my ranks, I would assume he'd be right around like 16, 17-ish.
I have him at
14.
16.
14 this week.
Wow.
I
Michael
like
Carter.
I mean, the volume is absolutely
It's-
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the Mike
especially
White
in the
bet.
passing game. If he's
Yeah.
just getting dumped off to every like all throughout the game, why not? That's just
Yeah.
free points.
Yeah, 100%. With Corey Davis out, Jamison Crowder stepped up, 16 points this past week. Is he a top 40 play this week if Corey Davis is out?
No.
I have him at 41.
Ooh.
I got him
Right
at
there.
40.
So yes,
I mean,
no.
Guess. Yeah, he's a
flirting
bye
with
week
it.
fill in flex play if you're looking
But-
for somebody.
but
But it's,
again,
again, Thursday night's
yeah,
scary, and it's the
yeah.
Jets.
Yeah.
I'm not being cute on Thursday.
Yeah, don't want to really get that cute. So tough to trust. But let's move on to the Colts. Not really anyone else on the Jets to talk about. So Carson Wentz continues to be solid. Is he pushing like a top 12 play this week? Still around top 15? What are you guys thinking?
I have
Oh,
him at 11.
Top
Yeah.
12 with the matchup.
Uh-huh.
Give me that.
I got him
That's
at 15,
juicy.
dude.
15?
You're a
15.
hater.
You be hating
got-
on him?
All right, let's know I have ahead of him.
All right.
Derek Carr at the
Nope.
Giants.
I don't like it.
Two-
Rhodes
two-
just crashed his vehicle.
Yo, I don't even
Derek
want to
Carr
talk
will be
about
just
that
fine.
guy.
We got to
But,
put him on the bracket.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
bracket. He might win.
And he already wins. He's fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
GGs.
Tua versus the Texans and Ryan Tannehill at the Rams with Derrick Henry out.
Nope.
Have to throw a ton.
Tannehill? Nah.
No, I'm
You're smoking
oh,
dope.
And then I got Wentz at 15.
Smoking dope.
I have all those
Smoking
guys.
dope.
The
behind
Jets are
him.
top 10 against quarterbacks. I'm not like, it's not like the easiest matchup.
Yeah,
And it's
but
Thursday. And it's Carson Wentz.
Wentz lost the game 4 times on Sunday and still put up that good fantasy performance. I'm taking it.
Yeah, definitely a risk, but he's definitely startable this week. You can start him.
For sure.
Jonathan Taylor continues to be dominant as RB3 on the season, I think I just said. Number 1 this week against the Jets.
I have him at 3. But I'll have him at 2. Is Christian McCaffrey playing or no?
I didn't rank McCaffrey yet
Yeah,
because I want to see before.
I hear that he
Trusting
might be
that.
out, then he might practice Wednesday, so we'll see.
Yeah, obviously got to wait and see on that one. But for now,
Top 3
Jonathan
for me.
Taylor's my number 1 right now.
Who do you have
Jets.
number 1, Q?
Kamara
Kamara
against
versus
Atlanta.
Falcons, also juicy as well. So
Mhm.
And then
those
Eckler.
two, no doubt.
Ecky.
No doubt starts.
Love Eck.
Michael Pittman, wide receiver 10 on the season right now.
Elite.
Should we be ranking him top 15 this week versus the Jets?
Where
Didn't
do I
you
have
just say
him?
that
I
they
have-
were so good against the pass?
I have him at
They are pretty good
14.
against the pass. I do have him at 15 just because of the volume that's been there.
Biased.
I get it's
Hey,
kind of
I'm lower
wrong
than
not
Q.
to. It's. I mean, I
He's
feel like
top
you-
15. Wentz is top 12.
Wentz is top 15. They're both top 15.
No.
Works for me.
Can't put it on that scale together, Sean.
Yeah, I can. I can do what I want.
he
Whatever.
can
They're
do
my
what he
ranks.
wants. He
He's-
can do
Yeah,
that.
it's just not right.
I'm gonna arrest him.
Pittman's got 20 plus points in 3 of the last 4 games. He's been on a roll, and his target share has been massive. So I'm 100% trusting him pretty much in any matchup.
Pittman's definitely climbing the ranks.
Whoever.
This is the number one that Wentz has always needed.
Maybe. Well, he did have Alshon Jeffrey when Alshon Jeffrey was still kind of good.
Kind of. But Pittman is back then. Rising.
You don't win Super Bowls when you're kind of good.
Nick Foles won. Well,
what?
He was great.
Great.
He was great throughout the playoffs. Stop.
We have a statue of him.
Literally. He's the new Rocky.
Okay. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
I don't either. Are there any other Colts worth starting?
No.
No
Alley Cox put up a big donut.
No Alley Cox.
No Alley Cox.
He's still a touchdown dependent tight end for me, but Jack Doyle happened to catch it. So
yeah,
he's like a tight end 16. Like
if he would have caught the touchdown, he would have had 7.
Yeah.
Can't give him touchdowns.
You can't give him touchdowns, but you can't take him away from the last few weeks before that.
We need that on a t-shirt. That's a quote.
It is.
Yeah. All right, let's pick this one. Jets to Colts. Who you guys got?
Colts.
Sweep it. Cannot pick the Jets right now. All right, Q, hit us with the trivia. Let's finish it up.
2 questions today.
I forgot my paper. 1 second.
Look at this guy.
Let's go.
First time podcaster.
Never been on one.
Might as well check fantasy ball real quick.
Are you losing again?
Shut up.
All right, we're back.
I'm winning.
All right.
Go.
God, Giannis is cooking my ass.
Question number 1. This quarterback this week is the second quarterback in NFL history to throw for 400 yards in his first career start.
Skip this question, bro.
I didn't know he was going to be talking about so much.
All right, well, we all get a point, or we just don't do the question.
No
gonna...
points. No points.
All right, well,
doesn't make a difference either.
Here's a question that's going to pick your brains.
No, this one's going to have 16 parts that I'm going to have to try to understand. No.
Jameis Winston in 2015 was picked number 1 overall by Tampa Bay. Now he's playing for the Saints, who played the Bucs on Sunday, who he was drafted by. Who was the last quarterback to do this? I'm looking for the first quarterback who was picked number 1 overall, then became a starting quarterback in the same division on a different team. And I'll give you a hint. These teams played this week. Consider the Thursday night game as well. Wait. Yes.
So it was the Thursday night.
I told you this was going to have 16 parts.
It's the same teams. I'll give you the division. It's the NFC West.
Okay.
This quarterback was drafted overall by one NFC West team, first overall, and then was traded to another NFC West team and started against the team he was drafted by. The last team since Jameis Winston on Sunday.
Wow.
And I gave you one of the other teams he played for.
Can you give us the NFC West teams?
Cardinals, Rams, Bucks, and no, it's not Bucks. It's Seattle,
Seahawks, and the Niners.
Yeah.
So wait, who?
Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, Niners. Matt, come on, give it the program.
Cards, Rams, Seahawks, Niners. Cards.
Should I give you the team that he played against his former team?
No, we have the 4 teams. We can kind of try and figure this out. I'm going to need a minute.
I can give you the year he was drafted at least.
No.
Yeah, that's a big hint.
But I promise you won't know. I mean, it won't give it away if I tell you.
Will it? Will it not?
I have my answer written down.
2010.
Guessing.
2010 was his draft year.
Oh, geez.
I think I'm right.
2010?
All right, show your answers.
No.
God, I thought you were about to show it.
Give me a second. I need a second
in Mississippi.
Here. Shut up, Matt.
Yo, people got places.
2010? Dude, I can't even think of it. I figured it out.
Are we looking for a name here?
Yes,
name.
I figured it out. God, that was hard to think of.
That was hard to think of.
Did you think of it?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope so.
All right. Well, I want to see your answers before I say it.
All right. Everybody got their answer down?
Gino, Bradford, it's Sam Bradford.
Let's go.
Since when was Sam Bradford playing?
He played on the Rams. He was drafted by the Rams, and then after the Eagles, he went to the Cardinals.
And then played the Rams.
When you said
Thought they were still
2010, I was
playing.
like, I have to be right.
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't say still playing.
Gino was the only old head I could think of.
Parter.
All right, we'll give T guys the Mike White question because he loves him the most.
You can have it if he wants it. I got Bradford.
All right, T guys, take it. Take it now.
Doesn't
Hey,
matter
I
either
don't
way.
get-
I'm
I
still
don't
in
get
last
given
by like
points.
30 questions.
Sean studies. He's just
I
like,
don't.
what would Q possibly ask?
Q whispers in my ear. Sean,
Yeah,
this is the
he
question
said-
today.
I had to go get my paper and he called me real quick. I didn't give
Yeah.
him the
You
answers though.
texted him.
Maria
Q
told
texted
him.
me while I was over there. I went on my phone.
I saw you in the mirror.
Yeah, in the mirror. Right. You got me. You got me.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's a wrap for the Week 8 recap. We will be back on Friday with the Week 9 preview. The season continues on. So make sure you're following us here on Twitch if you're watching so you can watch us live when we're live twice a week, every week. Throw us a sub on YouTube as well. If you want to listen to just the audio version when you're in the car, you're going for a run, we're there as well. Spotify,
Mhm.
Apple, Anchor, wherever you get your podcasts, listen up. And then social media is where we put out all our content as well. Twitter at Super FB Podcast, Instagram Super Fantasy Podcast, and TikTok Super Fantasy Bros. We will see you guys Friday. Peace.